So come to attention position, back straight, punch fingers, curl your thumbs, have a good bow. All right, let's get those arms rolled up, shake those arms left to right, swing them around, get some circles going. As you're going circle, as you go the other way, just get that arm nice and loose. Arms warmed up. Start stretching that neck out, get some rotation in there, turn it left, turn it right, look down, look up. Push up on that head a little bit, so go underneath your chin, give it a little push upward. Give it a little pull downward, stretch out the back of that neck. Pull to the side, grab that head, pull down, reach your other hand, palm down as far as you can. Then another one, grab your head, pull, push down as far as you can. All right, start shaking those legs out a little bit, get into a jog. So start to move those legs, let's get them nice and warmed up. Start getting those knees higher, try and step them up, get those knees up. Tap those hands. Start jogging lower, and then as fast as you can. Start to chop those feet, get it moving, get that heart rate up a little bit. Back to normal jogging. Then start walking, and then start going really high knees. Lift them up, stretch those hips out. Make those muscles and those legs work. Get that blood pumping. Let's get that body ready to go for class. Let's get some circles, bring your knee across and around in a circle like you're stepping over something. Big circles. Oh man. No kicking your partner over there though, right? No kicking people. Sometimes my foot just does it on its own. All right, let's have a seat, get some quick stretches in our legs, make them flexible so we can use them. 1 foot out, 1 foot on the inside, back straight, chin up, rotate forward. Try and get a hold of that foot. Key is to keep your shoulders back. Look up and rotate your belly forward. Try not to look down, try not to let your back bend. We want our hips to rotate so our legs stretch. And we switch to the other foot. Let's get that leg loosened up. So the leg is straight, the back is straight, the chin is up, and we're rotating down and forward. Keep it going. Let's get loose. All right, straddle position. That way guard's easier, right? Then we can wrap bigger people in guard. Get those toes up, get those legs straight. Hands in front, walk yourself out, trying to lower your belly towards the floor. Talk about our expectations. This whole month we've been talking about our jiu-jitsu expectations. It's next 12 months, what do we think is gonna happen, right? Actually 11 months for some of you because you've been doing it all month with me. So in that time frame, what do you expect to happen? What do you honestly believe will be the outcome of training for 12 months of jiu-jitsu? Will you learn some cool moves? Will you become efficient? Will you start to have recognition of what's going on? Start to lean to the side, go ahead and push yourself into that leg. The next thing we looked at is what kind of goals, what kind of actions, what kind of strategies we need to have in place to make sure our expectations are successful, and the other way. The next week we talked about obstacles, right? What kind of things can get in the way, maybe like a COVID situation where you can't get to the school and train, so you gotta find another way of doing it. Hence the live videos, right? Go into the side, one more time to the middle, lift that chin, rotate forward, right? So what kind of obstacles, what kind of plans do you need to have in place, or what kind of obstacles might show up that haven't yet, you still wanna plan ahead for them. And then the last thing is, what are you gonna do? Let's say you accomplish this task. What does it mean to you? Why did you want to do that? Well, why was your expectation that it would happen, and how are you going to utilize it, right? You don't want to learn some good motion and then never utilize it, or what's going to be maybe your next expectation. So if I learn an arm lock, I got to learn how to get in position to apply it, right? Okay, drop down right to the middle, and come on up, bring those feet together, butterfly stretch, bounce those knees just a little bit. I want those hips loose. We're going to be working from guard today initially, so let's get those legs nice and loose. All right, let's twist that back. So let's put one leg out, put 1 foot over the top, and then twist around. Reach over the opposite hand and twist your body. See if you can see all the way behind you. Turn in a full circle if you can, like Beetlejuice, but just at the waist. And the other way, one leg is out, other foot is over. Twist around. So if my right leg is over, my left hand is across. Or if my left leg is over, my right hand is across. Whew. Big twist, big twist. All right, then we're relaxing. We're gonna reach back, touch those toes behind our head. So we scoot up, we reach back, we touch our toes. and down in front. Keep those legs up though. Let's make some circles. So egg beaters, inward, other foot inward, and alternating. Get those legs loose, those big circles, and outwards. So up and out, and rotating. All right, let's get up, let's get moving. So what we're working on today is one person's gonna be in guard, and we're gonna work on a break, right? One of the ways we can break the stance, we can do a standing break instead of a low break, and then we're gonna work on some passive mentalities and see where we get from there. So the first thing we're gonna think about is I have someone, I'm just gonna pretend, wrapping me in guard, so I'm gonna be in this position on my knees. And instead of putting both hands down by the hips, where if they have a great pull on them, they could potentially rock me forward, I wanna have my hands staggered. So I'm gonna have one hand farther forward than the other hand. So I'm trying not to have both hands back. I'm gonna have one hand more forward than the other hand. And then I'm gonna start to put my weight into my hand that's back. So if my right hand is back and my left hand is out, I'm gonna be trying to lean back onto my right hand. So this is like a kickstand. So if someone tries to pull me forward, this hand is stopping it. This hand is pushing that hip down, right? Keeping the hip flat so they don't start to scoot in, preparing me to stand up, okay? Getting all the weight off the leg that I'm gonna be moving. So the way this works, and we'll do this with our partner, Mr. Anderson puts me in his guard, and instead of having both hands up high, which makes it easy for him to shoot underneath and bring me forward, or both hands here where he can start to try to get underneath or pull my uniform and start to flip my body forward, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have one hand back and one hand forward like this. So now when he starts to pull me forward, I got a better kickstand. If he starts to get underneath my arms, this one's a little bit harder to get under because you can see here, if this is my backhand, there's not a lot of space. Usually what's gonna happen is he's gonna kind of crunch to this side like an abdominal crunch and then shoot his hand in a little more space and then come back and get his arms. Having this one back here, I have it right up against his legs. So when he tries to get in there, it's just a little bit harder. So I've got the kickstand, and I got my hands down strong. Now he could probably get underneath this one and knock it up in there, right? But then I can easily switch. I can keep switching my hands and play this game. So I'm initially just gonna put my hands both up here, and he's gonna practice doing this so I understand and I can feel it. He puts both hands underneath, swims up, pulls with his knees, right? So I put my hands here, he goes both hands in, he's lifting my hands and pulling me forward, getting ready to break my posture. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab onto his belt and be driving down, and he's going to start to either break the grip or grab the uniform, right? So he can start to break this way and pull me off balance, or he might just grab onto my uniform, he's real strong, I pull, and just start to squish my wrist down and pull like so. So obviously there are ways of stopping this, but these are the things we're trying to avoid. So what I wanna see is everyone's gonna do reps from here where he blocks my hands off, and right here where they pull you down, or if you know how to do the grip breaks, pull across the body and pull the person down. So maybe do 5 times, you knock each other off balance, and then we'll repeat the other one. And I'm not gonna stop and watch this point, we're just gonna do it. We'll go nice and slow timing wise. So everyone else jump in, if you have a partner, jump in and start grabbing, and then kind of stay with us timing wise. So I'm gonna go my hands high, he's gonna swoop his arms inside, pull with his knees as he swipes my hands out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, one more time, and 5. I'm gonna put both hands down by his hips, so I'm just grabbing onto his belt, keep my hands down by his hips. He's gonna break the grip, would be one option, pulls it across his body, uses his knees to pull me forward, or just reaches up, grabs onto my knee, pulls his knees and pulls me down. So he's pulling me down into my wrist with my hands like this, kind of creates a nice little wrist crank, I hate that. So he does it again, I turn my hands, he can't, pops it, pulls it, right, good, grabs, and some more. Yep, uses his knees, you yank me off balance, and one more time, pop, and pull. All right, we're gonna swap jobs. So other person swap in there, we'll go 5 of each. So his hands are high, I'm bringing my arms in, I'm bringing my hands under, I'm trying to lift his arms up and pull my knees forward. Clearing his hands, so that's 1. Hands inside like I'm praying with my hands, bump, 2, 3, 4, one more time, 5. Okay, gets his hands back low. I can work on a sleeve grip, pop my own grip, hands, pull my knees across the body. Might do the other side, number 2, reach underneath, pop and pull across. Or I simply just grab, I crunch my body, so I'm crunching up, I'm pulling down, and I'm pulling my knees forward creating a little break in his wrist. Okay, so it's 3, 4, it's not fun on his wrist. Alright. Alright, we're gonna swap jumps. So pretty easy. These are the things that we are trying to avoid. So we're using these skills to avoid these problems, okay? So I have one hand high and one hand low, and I'm staggered, and I'm kind of leaning this way. And since I have you on this side of me for the camera, I'm going to grab onto this side of him. So I'm holding myself in. I'm going to keep this arm close. I don't want it up here because he'll just pull my arm forward. Yeah, and he'll start to yank me down, or he'll just swoop straight inside of him and go into my armpit. He'll go over. Yeah, and then he'll pull down. And that's going to create a whole bunch of sweeps or problems for me too. So I'm going to keep my arm in tight. This arm's going to stay out, kind of like if he tries to sit up, I imagine hitting him back down. So that's the motion you're thinking, is a pushing kickstand motion. So I'm going here. Now, because this leg's in front, which I'll switch in a second and show you, because this hand is in front now, this leg will step up. So I'm going to lean, get heavy on my left, and step up with my right. Now the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to pivot. I'm going to push my knee across his body, which is uncomfortable on his hip. So I drive this knee in. So I'm just taking my leg and I'm trying to touch my left hand. That's my mentality, right? And I'll show you from the other side. So if I'm here, I step up, I'm trying to touch this knee to this hand. I'm just driving into his hip. When I straighten this body out, it's gonna be hard later for him to do other things. Plus this leg's kind of weak. If he tries to re-hook around real far, it's just a hard motion because his toes are having a hard time clasping and it's just not fun for him. So my knee is driving through his hips, it's just blocking him, okay? So this is the drill we're going to do. I'm gonna have one hand high, one hand low. I'm gonna step up and pivot my knee in. So that's 1, and I'll do it 5 times on each side, and then we'll rotate people. So start jumping in and training with me. So make sure one person's ready to go. I got both hands. I decided one hand higher, clamping in, step the foot up, and that's my second one. I will be doing 10 total because it's 5 on each side. Hands in, hand up. Here, it's number 3. I'm just alternating sides. 4. Right now we're just staying real low. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And last one. 10. Pop. Broke it. Now I'm free. All right. We'll do the same thing Mr. Anderson's gonna go, so it's a good time to swap people. So I grab my guard, staggering hands, whatever hand is farther up, his leg that steps up, so he steps up on that side, pivots into my hip. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 30-some years of martial arts. That's almost a submission right there. 5, nice and close, nice and tight. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so 10 repetitions each. We understand how the stepping up process works, and we understand how to drive that knee into that hip a little bit. And I'm not looking for you to create a lot of pain. I'm not looking for a submission necessarily. I'm not even really honestly looking for you to break. If you do that motion, which is actually one of the ways I learned how to break was control that person so they couldn't rotate away. That's perfect. So for right now, if your person's letting go based on you driving your knee in, loosen that up a little bit. So partners, don't be super uncooperative, but loosen that aspect up so you can actually practice the standing portion of the break. All right, so I'm gonna put my left hand higher up, my right hand farther down. So this way you can see what my back foot's doing. So I'm gonna step here. Now I'm gonna keep my hands strong on them. I'm gonna kind of drive my head forward and step my leg back. So I'm gonna step my leg back. Now I'm gonna start to walk both hands up. I'm gonna push down and just kind of shimmy, right? Just gonna shimmy shake, okay? You can also bounce straight up and down. But what I'm gonna be doing is I have one hand up, one hand down. I'm stepping up. So I'm stepping up here, and I wanna keep his hips down. I wanna keep pressure on his hips down. I don't want these to lift up and bridge. So I'm keeping his hip down. And if I try to pull my head back and step back, it's gonna be a lot of weight, it's gonna be awkward. So I put my weight into him, and I step up. Now from here, I walk my hands, and I can bounce straight up and down, or I can shimmy and shake. So what I'll do is I'll do that, 5 on each side, a 10 count. I'm gonna change angles as I'm doing it so that you can see a little bit better. But I have my hands staggered, I step up with my front foot, I step back with my back leg, try to get my shoulders back, I push on the hips, and just bounce. Imagine if you had to hang from a pole, right? If you were hanging from a pole, you got pretty good grip strength, you can hang for a while. If the pole started shaking up and down, that's gonna multiply, and it's gonna make the weight on your hands much more intense. Your hands are gonna let go. That's the same concept. They're hooking their ankles like you would hang from a bar. If it shook, it's so much harder to hold, okay? So let's get started. I got 2 in. I get the rest of my reps. I'll go nice and slow, so if you're following behind me, you can catch up. So I got the grips. I go one hand down. I'm gonna do all the sides in a row. So I have my hand down. I get my weight here so I can step up, put my weight into him. I start to stand back with my foot. I get my back up and grab the hips, and I bounce. Change angle a little bit. That's number 3 for me. Remember, you're trying to catch up to me. All right, staggering, stepping up, back, here, off. That's 4. We'll change angle again. We're gonna hop this way a little bit. Thanks. Grabs on, belt in the hip, high up on the body, lean towards this side, hop up, step back, posture up, push down. There's 4. One more time, then I'll work my way back to the other side. Here comes number 5. Remember, keep getting those reps. Hand high, hand low, lean into this leg, this foot should be light. Lean into him. Step up, pop him off. Okay, I'm gonna switch, use my other foot, and rotate around the angles. So grips on, hand back on the hip, hand high, lean, put the weight into this hip here. So keeping him out, so he tries to bridge up with his butt, trying to drive him down. I step up, remember, this knee goes into his hip. It's okay to be nice right now, as long as you're not gonna forget to do it when you're time to be mean, right? I've been just nice and loose on his hip. If I was doing this and I needed to get free, I would keep that pivoted in. You can see where I get that break a lot quicker. I'm trying to make sure that my partner wants me to get more reps, not wants me to quit. So here, holding him down, heavy on the hip. Step up, you can drive the knee if you want. Step back, push him down, pop him up and down. We'll get 3 more. Hand is high, hand is low. Heavy into the back, up, right? Knee into the hip, step back, up. 2 more. Gets my 10. Hopefully you're ahead of me. Hopefully you're getting more than me because I'm going slow and you're passing me up. Heavy, step, back, up. 1 more time. Gets his grip. Here. And I'm free. Free bird. Free Thorn. Okay, ready? Mr. Anderson's going to do 10. So we're partner swap. Or not partner swap, partner switch positions. He's got one hand high, one hand low. He's got back hip late. Front foot comes up. Can drive his knee into my hip. Or if he's going to forget, he should do it every time. As long as he's got it, we understand it's there. We're working on stand-up. So we stand. Oh. Hands on the hip. Pop. So much harder to hold. I'm following him. He's going to change angles, make it a little bit easier to see. Got a hip and a chest. Foot comes up. Steps up. Pop it free. I got my ankles super crossed just so I can hang on a little bit longer. Wear them out in case we go live later. Down I go. What number is that, sir? 4. All right, 1 more. Switch feet. See if the other foot makes a difference. Not fun. All right, 5 on one side, sir. Keep it up. Let's go, let's go. Other side. Then we can pivot that knee right into their hip. Pivot that knee in. That makes it so much harder. It also starts to stop that person from some other stances we don't want to have. One more. All right. So we got it. So we got the standing portion done. Next, what are we going to do and how do we get around their legs? So we broke the legs, how do we get around? So before we get to that point, we're going to do a quick pause. We're going to check out our live people. If not, if you haven't done enough reps yet, this is your chance to hit that pause, get more reps. We're going to watch live people a few more times just to make sure they have done the motion. Then I'll come back and I'll show you an easy little underhook pass. All right, welcome back. So let's get into this. So Mr. Anderson's got me in guard. Right, we're in a situation, we've come up here, I drove into his hip, I pop back, I break. I'm going to take my stance, and I don't want to be back here. If I'm back here, he'll start to put his feet in position, and he'll sweep me, right? Whether it be my ankle or my knee. So when I'm way back here and he's got a hold of my foot, this is very, very bad. So as I break this guard, I'm going to stay here because now if he goes for his sweeps, right, and I drive my hips forward, this is hard. So this is kind of our sweet spot here is where I start to get in behind his leg and I get one foot up on the top knee. So in this position, I stay close. Now if he sweeps, go ahead. Yeah, look, I want this. Let's say he's got this back behind. Okay, he's got this on me. I'm going to grab his toes. I'm going to push his leg across into the center. At this point, if he kicks his leg back that way, I just grab it. Yeah, you can do it. I get behind his heel and I push it. If I get it across me, all I'm going to do is rotate. We're going to change angle, sir. So, right, so I just pushed his legs down and I'm here. I'm getting into the back of his legs and I'm getting close to him, over him. Back here is dangerous for me. He can loop his feet in and out. He can move them all around. He can even go X guard, right? He can crawl underneath and go to my backside. All of a sudden he disappears wherever he wants to go. So I want to be here on the back of his legs. Okay, he can't push me with the palms of his feet anymore, right? It's hard. He's got no power in this position, right? And the more he tries to push on the front of me, the easier it is to just turn the angle and go by. So what I'm going to do from this position, be nice and strong into the back of his leg, have my shoulders back. If his foot's like curl, he's hooking into me, right? I'm just going to grab his toes, I'm going to push on his heel and pass his foot across. I just grab his toes, push his heel, pass his foot across. If we're here, and then I can feel this is off me, I'm just going to scoop under his leg, right? Get my underhook, and then I'm going to start to walk him this way. I walk and turn his hips. One of the big things he needs when I'm trying to pass his guard is he needs his belly button to face towards me, right? So if I'm here and he's keeping his belly towards me, it's going to be very hard to pass him. So when I'm here and I scoop underneath, I get this leg here, I walk this way. I start to rotate him. So I want to move the opposite direction of his foot a little bit. I also want to make sure I'm on the outside. I don't want him squared up on my foot. I'm going to be on the outside right now. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to straighten my back. I'm going to push my hips, and I'm going to turn to let that leg go by. Okay, I'll show you another angle. So we're here. He's got his legs up. Right over here, I scoop under. I get it across, and I just twist, and I let it go by me. Yes, he can reach down and start grabbing at me, right? So we're here, and he starts to grab at my foot, right? I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going around. We're just going to keep pushing. We're going to stay close. If he starts to grab both my ankles and I let him square up, see where he's squared up? He can drive me backwards. He's going to get me. If I'm here and he does this motion, I underhook this foot, now he sweeps me. That's not the sweep that he's going to want to do at that point. It's different. So what we're going to practice with the partners, legs are up, right? He gets his leg, hooks around my hip. I'm going to grab his toes. I'm going to put my hand on his heel. I'm going to push it across my body and just turn like I'm a screw. I'm just going to turn. Okay, I'll show you the other side. So we're here. I grab the toes and the heel and I pull it across and I turn and let it fall. So we'll do that a couple times each side. Okay, back up, sir. Thank you. The next one is I'm going to get down. I'm going to scoop. Walk in by holding his leg, and then I just so we'll do 5 of each one. Okay, so let's start getting our reps in. So first person in the spot ready to go, he puts his legs up. First one is I grab toes and heel, push it into the center of me, and turn. Let it pass. That's 1, 2. I'm going to do the other side a couple times. 3. Whatever my front hip is. 4. One more time. Up. 5. I'll do a couple where I underhook it. Right, so we're here. I got my stance. I have this one, back one strong. Come underneath. Walk this way. Turn and drop. Other one. Come up, underneath. Turn and drop. If I feel like he's too squared out, that's where I'm starting to walk him a little bit to change him and drop him. Right, so here, scoop. I feel him kind of rotating his belly this way. He's trying to shrimp and turn his body. There you go, like, yeah. He's having a hard time, so under his heel, don't let him turn. So in that case, I might walk him this way a little bit. See how he's turning? Very hard for him to fight me when I'm behind him. I'll do one more time, then we'll rotate jobs. So we're here, right? Scoop, walk a little bit, push it across. All right, we'll swap jobs. So let's do 5 when we grab the toes and grab the heel. So we're here, he's already passed, he's in nice and close. He's got a foot, yeah. Grab the toes, push the heel, then cross. Oh, yeah, not a problem. Three. 4. One more time. 5. All right. Couple underhooks. Yep. So I always try to walk them a little bit. If you feel like their belly's going to be facing you. It's like, yeah. See, yeah. That's so much harder. There we go. It's underhook. Stay real close. All right, one more time. Good. All right, so now all we're going to do is we're going to lower ourselves right into side control. So we'll start on the ground. We'll pop up, break, do a little shake. Underhook or toe grab. Get to the side. Drop down into side control. I'm going to do it a couple times. Mr. Anderson will do it a couple times. Then we'll go hang out with the live people for a second. All right, let's go. So we're here. He's grabbing and pulling me down. So I move my hands like so. Heavyweight drive the knee back here. Right? Pop him down. He starts to try to do whatever he's going to do. Right? Pass. Side control. Change angles. Yeah, nice. Get the knee in. Oh, that's change angles. Do it one more time. Getting choked on the last one. All right, we're in reverse jobs. Oh, You were thinking about the arm lock, weren't you? Yeah, I can pick his brain. It's too loud, I can hear it thinking. He was gonna do a Master Machado arm lock where he drives his arm across the body, hugs up into my shoulder and drops back. See that? I can see what he's thinking. He didn't even get to do it yet. I knew it was coming. All right, awesome. All right, so hopefully we gave you enough demonstrations how to do it. If you're not live, feel free to pause at this point, rewind, watch a couple more times, but get some reps. That's all we're doing in class today. So I would appreciate you getting the reps, and if you're not live with us, stand up and bow when we come back. I always appreciate that level of respect. Live people, here we come. Make sure you're ready to go. Go. All right, guys, welcome back. Anyone who didn't stay live with us, please make sure you got enough repetitions. Never just go, I think I have it, because your body needs it first. All right, for the guys who joined us, thank you, appreciate it. So everyone come to attention position, back straight, point your fingers, throw your thumbs, hand to your side. Have a good bow, sign of respect, and a high five, and I hope to see you soon.